Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast on YouTube. Whoa, got in front of the camera there and the wires there. Yeah, fuck it. Don't care. Alright. This is another of the old wrestling magazine reviews. This is The Wrestler Victory Sports Series from April 1982. Cover price of $1.50. I got this at a Power Slam production show in Macomb, Mississippi quite a few years ago. I think it might have been the last show they actually had there. How Jack Briscoe controls Ric Flair's championship destiny. Got a picture of the Armstrongs here. The Armstrongs win the Georgia National Tag Team title. It's a trophy. John Studd School of Rule Breaking. Tito Santana on the verge of greatness. We got a good bloody cover, of course. Out of the three I got at that show, this one is in the absolute best shape, but of course it's also the newest. This is like higher military people as part-timers ad. It's weird. Alright, so April 82, which means this probably came out in like February, and the news is probably from like December. They were always way behind. I'm sorry about the cord, everybody. To use this mic, I gotta have a cord. Alright, here's what we're looking for. Get this out of the way. We got the official wrestling rankings, okay, in the WWF. Champions Bob Backlund, then we got Adrian Adonis, Jesse Ventura, Pedro Morales, Greg Valentine, Killer Khan, Tony Atlas, Ivan Putski, Jimmy Snuka, Pat Patterson, and Rick Martel. It's not a bad lineup, actually. And over in the AWA, we got Nick Bockwinkel as the champion. Okay, Tito Santana and Hulk Hogan. Well, okay, both those. I forget Tito was in the AWA. Hogan, I know was. Kim Pantera, Crusher Blackwell, Baron Von Raschke, Greg Gagne, Bobby Duncan, Sheik Adnan Al-Kaisi, Crusher, Jim Brunzel. Well, most popular, Andre the Giant, Tommy Rich, Wildfire, Dusty Rhodes, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Mil Mascaras, Junkyard Dog. Nice to see Junkyard Dog showing up. Pedro Morales, Jerry Lawler. Over in the NWA, we got Ric Flair as the champ and Slaughter, Tommy Rich, Dusty Rhodes, Kim Patera. Kim Patera's working double duty here. Roddy Piper, The Spoiler, Harley Race, Jack Briscoe, Ted DiBiase. Nice. Les Thornton. A name I ain't really thought of in a long ass time. For tag teams, we got the Anderson Brothers. That would be Ole and Gene, I would guess, at this time. I'm pretty sure. Fuji and Saito, that would be WWE. Okay, the Andersons are in the NWA. Fuji and Saito's got to be WWF. Greg Gagne, and Jim Brunzel, that'd be the High Flyers, that's AWA. Jerry and Jack Briscoe, Brad and Bob Armstrong, Mike George and the Junkyard Dog, Tony Gurria and Rick Martel, Kim Patera and Bobby Duncan, the Mulligans, Ox Baker and Carl Fergie. Most hated, we got Ric Flair, Slaughter, Kim Patera, Valentine, Bob Roop, Abdullah the Butcher, Adrian Adonis, Kevin Sullivan, the Spoiler, and Killer Khan. Then we got pictures of Hogan, Slaughter, Abdullah, and Valentine. Get in the big profit sales in the business bursting with big money making benefits. Nope. And we got our letters. Leroy Brown. Thought that was Steamboat. And then of course is Bruno with his perm. Locksmith ads. These were still in here when I first started reading these, because I started reading these around this time, a little bit after. Okay, what's happening? We got Greg Valentine. Army surplus tank for $182. Can I get that now? Can I get that and legally own a tank and like drive a tank around? That would be actually kind of cool. Correspondence reports. Bloody Flair. I always love these. We got Milwaukee, Toronto, Asheville, North Carolina. Miss Brenda Medford. See, they're giving good detailed stuff. This is a little dig at PWI here. A few years ago, like 2010, I attended an indie show in the town I live in, and I sent them results done up like this to them, and the email address that replied to me was like Liz Hunter at PWI.com. Now, Liz Hunter was a columnist who I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now was not real. It was a guy writing it. And the email I got was from Stu Sachs, who's probably listed in the front of this magazine. I know the earlier ones I did. And they were telling me, no, not the format that way. They wanted it shorter because they could fit more. So, just a little weird thing there. Okay, gain up to 5, 10, 15 pounds. Always, yeah. Well, wrestling fans are usually overweight or underweight. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, here we go. This is the fans writing questions. I wonder if fans actually write these. And the wrestlers answer them. I wonder if the wrestlers actually answer these. Here's the question. This is from Tony Alexander from Inglewood, New Jersey. Please ask Bruno Sammartino Jr., I'm guessing that's David Sammartino, if he will be coming to the WWF to carry on the Sammartino name. Due to a very busy schedule, Sammartino Jr. was unavailable to answer this question, but his father, Bruno, offered his opinion. I would like very much for my son to come to the WWF, said Bruno Sr. But first, I believe he should get a little more experience. It is in my son's long-range plan to establish himself in the WWF someday. It will probably be in less than 2 years. I'm guessing that's David. I don't know. Would you please ask Tommy Rich what person he respects most in wrestling? Also, I'd like to know how he got the nickname Wildfire. From Tina Perrin, Rock Island, Illinois. The man I respect most, Tommy Rich told us, both as a wrestler and as a man, is Mr. Wrestling 2. I wouldn't be around today if it wasn't for his guidance and help. As to how I got the name Wildfire, well, Tina, it was given to me by the fans because of my fiery wrestling style. And a fan asked him about Inoki wrestling Ali. A fan asking Blassie who he thinks the greatest danger of wrestling is. Oh, whoa, Core got caught, sorry. Don't need a gun! I love that ad. I want that on a shirt. Oh, the old issues. Look at this. They were so cheap back then. And this, I mean, the page, you see the pages of this one have browned a little, but this is in really good shape. It still feels good. All right, we got thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up to Pedro Morales. Thumbs down to the spoiler. Thumbs down to Masked Superstar Billy Eadie. Thumbs up to Bob Armstrong. I was supposed to meet him. He missed 2 of the retirement shows I was at. Thumbs up to Ivan Putski. Okay. Wrestling's greatest subscription deal. 24 sensational issues for only $25. What's that? Oh, it's Inside Wrestling and the Wrestler. That's kind of cool because at the end of the run, before both titles were completely gone, they made them in one magazine. It was a flip magazine. I had an issue from sometime in the 2000s. Okay, the question and answers with Pedro Morales. I'm not a huge Pedro fan. He just, I don't know. Collector's Corner. We got old wrestling review, Boxing Illustrated, Wrestling News, TV Boxing, a lot of boxing magazines. X-Ray on Bob Backlund. That's what I always love. They break down the wrestler. Okay, we got Bruno, Vern Gagne, Gene Kaninsky, Eddie Graham, Luthez, and Johnny Valentine. All right, which one? I'm going to go with Johnny Valentine. What's he got to say? Backlund's nothing but a cheater who plays up to the fans. His type of wrestlers run around a long, long time, and I hate them. Everybody knows Backlund isn't half the wrestler my brother Greg is, but Backlund turned back Greg's challenge for the WWF title. How? By paying off referees to look the other way while the so-called All-American boy cheats his butt off. Backlund is the most overrated wrestler in history. Hey, I'm not a huge Backlund fan, so I kind of agree with Johnny Valentine there. Introducing Eric Embry. Young Eric Embry may not have the great physical skills of other wrestlers, but inside his heart beats the right stuff of excellence. Eric Embry will force his way to the top on guts and determination and be in the booker. Pity those who underestimate this young man once he gets the book. This is kind of cool, Eric. It's like skinny Eric Embry. I'm used to like fat USWA Eric Embry. Tito Santana on the verge of greatness. It was a slow process becoming great. It was like building a castle one brick at a time. For years, Tito Santana had slowly mastered his trade, learning, growing, and maturing. Today, he straddles the line between success and being the best. One more step and Tito will be unstoppable. Tito was a really damn good wrestler. I mean, as a kid, I enjoyed his matches, but I never realized how good he actually was. I liked Strikeforce. I was a huge Strikeforce fan as a kid. What we got here? Greg Valentine says, Tony Atlas still wrestles like a rookie. A rookie, no matter how talented, makes mistakes. The first time Greg wrestled Tony Atlas was in his first year in the sport. Recently, both men met again. Valentine claims Atlas has made no progress, but the wounds and pain Valentine received may be better indication of the truth. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that look on Greg's face. Rawr! Dropping the elbow. I'm sorry about the cord there. Arm wringer. Test of strength. These are so... I wish I kept all mine. I got rid of them years ago. How Jet Briscoe controls Ric Flair's championship destiny. Just for the pictures alone, these are worth it. I mean, I ain't gonna say what I paid for these, but they were extremely cheap. Bob Roop's message to Ted DiBiase. I fight my own battles. There's Ted dropping the elbow. Ted working the arm. Should have got this signed by Ted when I met him. I had a couple of different things. I ended up getting a DVD set signed. The Armstrongs win the Georgia National title. Okay, so they beat Fuji and Saito for the title when Fuji and Saito were WWF champions. Okay. Mr. Saito and Mr. Fuji defeated Ted and Jerry Oates. Okay, and then we got Ray Candy and Buzz Sawyer defeat Chris Markoff and Nikolai Volkov. I never heard of Chris Markoff. Anybody out there knows who Chris Markoff is? Say something, please. Mr. Wrestling 2 and Rick Martel defeated Ray Stevens and Superstore. Okay, Superstore, is that still Slaughter or is that Dick Bears? Who is that? Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris defeated Steve-O and El Gran Apollo. Honky Tonk Wayne Ferris. That's the Honky Tonk Man. Let's see. Brad and Barb Armstrong defeat the Kiwi Sheep Herders. Terry Gordy and Austin Idol versus Big Red and Michael Hayes double disqualification. Man, Terry Gordy. Austin Idol and Big Red is and Michael Hayes. Shit. Fuji and Saito defeated Ray Candy and Buzz Sawyer. Sullivan and Ferris defeated Mr. Wrestling 2 and Rick Martel. Brad and Barb Armstrong defeat Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris, and then Brad and Barb Armstrong defeat Saito and Fuji. Okay. Majoring in Mayhem, the John Studd School of Rule Breaking. I'm sorry about the light here, people. And this is going on long. I already know that. Beyond the Squared Circle. Okay, what we got here? We're going to have something good. It looks like the Von Erichs. Wrestling's Three Musketeers, Kerry, David, and Kevin Von Erich pose for our photographer. Arnold Skolin officiates an impromptu wrist wrestling match between his son George and Tony Atlas. Andy Kaufman, who portrays Locke on the television show Taxi, gives Jerry the King Lawler the benefit of all his wrestling knowledge. It was a short conversation. I like the pattern. Actually, it looks like something out of like a 70s era underground comic. And we got more letters, and you get badges. Badges, like these fake ass badges. Back issues, of course, more on the Tito Santana article. More on the Jack Briscoe, and, build strength, high school equivalency programs, fireworks, more what's happening, Victory Works back issues. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We get a thumbs down to Slaughter, a thumbs up to Piper, a thumbs down to Zbyszko, and a thumbs up to Tommy Rich. I was supposed to meet Tommy Rich a few years ago, and when I got told, Tommy was informed it was a dry county, and he wanted more money to come to the show. So Tommy Rich did not come to the show. He was just coming to, I think he was going to be a manager. I don't even think he was wrestling. It was a dry county back then. Ric Flair. More of the Q&A. Hey, it's Rocky Johnson's The Rock's dad. Backlund and Valentine. The magic power of witchcraft. Oh, look at that. Okay, went through the whole issue. Wrestling Album 4. There's no apartment wrestling. Not a single bit, but this issue's in such good shape. I mean, it really looks like it got read a few times and got put away. It just been sitting away. Well, hope everybody enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.